According to the ASPCA, there's an animal who's abused every 10 seconds in America. That is a very staggering fact and very scary for people that love animals. I am an animal lover, as is my family. We have 2 cats and 2 dogs. The 2 cats were given to us by people that did not care for cats but ended up with cats. And we also have 2 dogs, which both were adopted from animal shelters. They had, the first dog that we adopted was adopted down in South Georgia, and the second dog was adopted in February from the Oconee County Animal Shelter here in Georgia. We also have volunteered at the Oconee County Animal Shelter and have, during that volunteering, been able to observe the care of animals and also been exposed to when animals have been abused and brought into the shelter. And also we are able to observe the adoption process from the inside, not just from as a client of the animal shelter. The first thing I'd like to speak with you about would be a little bit about the statutes that are specific to the state of Georgia, but they're pretty common across the board in most states. According to the Georgia Department of Agriculture, which controls the animal shelters and the adoption process in the state of Georgia, there are very few regulations in place that, other than that the homes must have all their animals must have rabies shots, and they also must be able to prove that there are no dangerous animals. There's no real verification of the dangerous animals. The only verification that there is of the rabies shots, and that is done by calling the vet of whoever gave your other animals the rabies shots. This is something that I find very concerning because there's really not a whole lot to ensure that these animals are going to good homes. According to the Department of Agriculture, specifically statute 16-12-4, it states, a person commits the offense of cruelty to animals when he or she cause death or unjustifiable pain or suffering to an animal by an act, an omission, or willful neglect. Next, I'd like to discuss how home visits can prevent animal cruelty. Home visits would be able to prevent animal cruelty because they would ensure that the animals are going to homes that are exactly what they state they are on the animal application. There's many times that animals could go to homes where there are multiple animals on site because there's nobody to actually verify. If the animal is not being taken to a vet, who's to make sure that the person is actually doing what they say they're doing as far as how many animals they have and what they have on site? They could tell you that they have 2 dogs and 2 cats, as we do, but in reality have multiple different other animals on the property, and nobody is going to come by to verify that. If you don't take them to the vet and nobody complained about it, there's not really going to be any kind of documentation of that being in place. So if we had people visiting the homes to ensure that these people are able to care for the animals and that they have the accommodations and what they say they have, it would prevent animals from being abused. The last point I'd like to make is about how providing for animals and caring for animals is also pleasing to God. According to the Bible, in Proverbs, it states that the righteous care for the needs of their animals, but the kindest of acts are wicked. The kindest acts of the wicked are cruel. And another quote from Proverbs is to be sure to know the condition of your flocks and give careful attention to your herds. Animals are a gift from God, and we are supposed to care for animals in a way that He would want us to do so. Thank you so much for listening, and hopefully this will persuade you to go and make sure that you help with animals and volunteer maybe at the animal shelter or with the ASPCA. Thank you and have a nice day.